What's up, my Finland loves? It's Miss Finland D coming to you all from Vienna Entertainment News. So let me go ahead and set this up before I jump into Nene Leak's text messages, okay, that she sent to Kenya Moore and if she actually apologized, all right? So basically, you have Candy and her husband Todd, Cynthia Bailey and her fiance Michael, Kenya Moore and her husband Mark Daly, okay? Kenya decided to set up a triple date dinner. When they got there, the wives swapped seats. So just in case you watched the show and you were like, why is Kenya far away from her husband? You had people saying before they even watched the episode, ooh, she all the way over there away from her husband. Well, that's why the wife, or fiance, they swiped, okay? So at this dinner, they're talking about everything from finances to how they Mark Daly proposed and all of that, okay? I'm just going to jump into the meat of the situation and not talk about their side conversations, okay? So basically, when, Kenya Moore's husband was talking about things that were and are important in his life, like, his family, which include his wife. So for the people who are waiting for him to say, my wife, Kenya is his family, okay? I know, I get it. We nitpick. Kenya is his family. Speaking about nitpicking, Kenya was talking about winning Miss USA and then her marriage being second. They were talking about things within that moment. It had nothing to do with kids and all of that. Because I understand people nitpick. And I get it. At this point, Kenya is playing chess, not checkers. Candy is cool. I'm going to be cool with Candy, all of that. Because it's like Candy had to go in her confessionals and echoed, oh, I told Brooklyn we have made a list. Like, Candy, why are you doing this? You also know how important having Brooklyn was to her. And that conversation had nothing to do with her listing Brooklyn. So, in as much as I know Kenya is cool with Candy and all of that, and yes, Candy have stood up for Kenya, defended Kenya, all of that. So I'm not upset with Candy, but I'm still giving Candy the side eye for all of these little, slick remarks and certain questions she asked, sometimes just to put Kenya on blast. And the way how she talks to her, it's just like, okay, girl, I'm giving you the side eye because, friend, you know what? Let me focus on the situation. I just think sometimes Candy be doing too much. Especially for her to say Kenya is a friend. Okay. Side-eyed. But anyways, let's stay focused. So while they were having certain conversations, Mark talked about his family and then said even Nene leaks. Nene was nice to him when he met her. He's not going to not like her because she have issues with his wife. Then he brought up how Nene reached out and apologized to Kenya. And then Kenya said, no, she did not apologize to me. Okay, we're going to get into the text messages. But the thing is, Mark, he talks, but he doesn't come back around to complete, okay, the conversation. What I mean by that is, yes, say Nene was nice to me. I'm not going to hate the lady just because, my wife have an issue with her. However, she disrespected my wife. Yes, she reached out, but the woman and my wife have history. And for that, I have to respect my wife's wishes. It's a difference. Yes, you don't have to hate somebody because someone else you rock with don't like them. However, you can still acknowledge why. Let me make my examples again. Let's just say, because you guys know I love breaking things down. Let's just say I have two friends. One name is Mary and one name is Sarah, okay? All right, so I came in the picture. Mary and I, we are cool, but Sarah was just rude and mean and disgusting to my friend Mary. But as far as me, Sarah been cool with me. She's never disrespected me, whatever, okay? I, as a friend, I am not going to dismiss, okay, Mary feelings, okay? Because Sarah was mean and disgusting and rude to Mary. And Mary have every right to feel the way that she feels about Sarah. Just because Sarah wasn't mean and disgusting to me does not mean I'm going to dismiss, okay, my friend Mary feeling and say my friend is overreacting and she's teamed too much. No. You know why? Because I'm sure if Sarah did to me what she did to my friend Mary, I will feel the same way. That's all. So for the people saying, oh, the fact that Mark is standing up for Nene, that just shows you who Kenya is. Stupidness, lack of common sense. If someone didn't do something to you, of course you're not going to have the same reaction as the person who that thing happened to. It doesn't mean you can't empathize. You understand what I'm saying? The same way how we hear someone's story and we start to cry. I talk to my mother sometimes 10 times a day, okay? I love my mother. I've never felt what Kenya felt, but it still doesn't mean that I didn't have tears in my eyes and the emotions from Kenya's situation. So I don't understand why people, not everybody, but some people just lack the common sense. Of course, Mark is not going to have the same reaction as his wife because Nene have never attacked Mark verbally. However, it does not excuse his lack of empathy towards his wife. That's all we're addressing. Nene was disrespectful to your wife. Acknowledge that she was nice to you. That's great. But also acknowledge that what she did to your wife was wrong and that's the reason why, you know what, I'm rocking with my wife. That's all we're saying, okay? Then, of course, you had the guys saying, you know, if you did this to my wife or my fiance, I'm rocking with my fiance. That's all we are saying. We are not saying be at the table saying, oh, Nene is a B word and Nene is this. No. If Nene wasn't a B word to you, don't admit that. That's all. Now, let me go ahead and read Nene Leakes text messages that she sent to Kenya Moore, and we're going to talk about it. Hey, Kenya, life is short. With Greg sick, going to Kim Porter funeral, and Nipsey dying, it has been a lot. I just want to extend the olive branch. Congratulations on all your happiness. I have a baby gift when I see you. Happy Mother's Day, Kenya, the first of many with your beautiful daughter. Remember, time is the one thing we can't get back, so enjoy every moment. I'm back in ATL in about a week. We'd love to see ya and finally get to meet Cutie Patootie Brooklyn. Okay? Okay. Sweet and all. But did you read an apology in those text messages that Nene Leakes sent? Not one apology. This person, okay, Team Nene on this one. Mark was telling the truth. I don't know what y'all reading, but I don't see an apology. Y'all want to paint Kenya as the villain all the time, but there's literally no apology. No, he wasn't. Where is the apology? Going after a pregnant woman for no reason. There is no apology. You sound ridiculous and you can be Team Moose all day. Mark wasn't saying anything new. Mark probably read those messages though and saw Nene trying to extend the olive branch, so he let it go, and Kenya should have too. But then what would she talk about? Exactly what truth was Mark telling? There's no apology. Mark said Nene apologized, and she did not. So stop trying to pin Kenya as a liar or the bad guy. Y'all better come through in these comments. Nene never apologized though. If you watch Nene Leakes' video, this is what she said word for word. If Kenya Moore is waiting for me to see the words, I apologize, she will be waiting for a long time. We've all said things to each other, like this comment, and this person in the comment wrote, that we didn't like. So I will never say the word, I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to wait to see what words she used to Portia and the other girls for all of them to be sisterhood again. Because if she used the word, I apologize to any of them, my point. You don't extend an olive branch without acknowledging what you did and apologizing. So if that's how you really feel, then why did you extend an olive branch? Why did you reach out? If you feel like you did absolutely nothing wrong, why did you reach out to this person? Okay? Nene is now saying, oh, come on. Me saying that, is she carrying a buffalo? I wasn't talking about Brooklyn. I was just saying that Kenya was huge. Why is it okay for you to go around calling women who are pregnant out of their name? They have a reason to be big. Like Kenya saying her tweet, what is your reason to be big? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not body shaming anybody. Kenya wrote that in a tweet. I'm just repeating what Kenya wrote. But I'm just saying. So for you to be aware of this woman, high risk pregnancy, and everything she's going through, and that's what you had to say, call her a monster, and that, oh my God, what is she having, a buffalo? Like, come on. No apology was given. Yes, but you can start your olive branch message by owning up to your mistakes and apologizing. But I guess the rules are different for Nene. As you can see, she reached out to Candy. She sat down with Candy. They kiki and that was it. She never said, hey girl, first of all, I apologize for snapping at you at the reunion. But like I said, Candy don't care. They're all playing chess, not checkers. And that's the reason why they don't like Kenya. I'm not going to bow down and fold and come and meet up with you, okay, without an apology, without you acknowledging you were wrong. Okay, so Nipsey died, rep to Nipsey Hussle, very sad. Kim Porter, rep to her, very sad that, those young people are no longer here. And your husband being sick, we're happy that Greg is cancer free. But, okay, life is short, we get it. But where in there did she own up to anything? I'm not going to drag the video by reading more comments. You can understand that people saw right through Nene's message and are not here for it. Well, there you go. You heard the message. It was a little blurry on the screen. I apologize, but too many people had copied it. So by the time I got to it, that's what it looked like. Okay? That was Nene Leaks, and you heard me read the comments. No apologies in sight. And then out of her own mouth on her show on YouTube, she said if Kenya Moore is waiting for an apology, she'll be waiting for a long time. So Kenya did absolutely nothing wrong by not going. People are saying, you know what? Maybe had Kenya gone and sat down with Nene, maybe she would have gotten an apology. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say it or how much clearer Nene have to be. The woman said it over and over again on her show that had Kenya showed up and sat down with her, the words "I apologize" will never leave her lips because they all have said things to each other that was wrong. She simply wanted Kenya to come, all right, and ignore anything that happened. Kiki, listen to, oh girl, life is too short, let's just move on. That's what she was looking for. You can also forgive someone, move on and live your peaceful life, without being in their presence, being in their face, being BFF, or even when you're in their presence, without having a close relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. You can see people for who they are, believe them, and then leave them where they are. It doesn't mean there's hate going on and all of that. It just simply means, you know what? I see who you are. I'm good. And then we're going to see the whole attempt. Kenya never said she spit on me, because when that moment comes, they're going to spin that as well. Kenya said she made the gesture like she was going to spit on her. So for someone to hate you to that level, why am I even coming to meet with you? Why am I bringing my daughter in your presence? So I guess people are not, hearing Nene. She is saying out of her own mouth, meeting with me or not, she's not getting an apology. So Kenya did nothing wrong for not going because this woman wasn't acknowledging what she did. This wasn't about who said something 10 years ago, who said something 5 years ago, who said something a few weeks ago. This was what you did in that moment was wrong, and apologize for what you did, and let's move on. Don't feel like you did anything wrong there, mama. It's okay. Have a great life over there. I'm going to have my great life over here, and it's all good. I want to read some comments that have nothing to do with Nene, because I said I was going to stop reading those comments, but I do want to address other topics at that dinner. Kenya talking about her house being paid for, her cars, and Mark saying that she's flashy. But I want to read, a few comments from couples who went through similar situation. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to end the video. So Mika wrote, "This is me and my husband, year 2. I think they can make it if they decide that they want to make it," okay? And this other person responded right on a Mika comment. "This was my husband and I during years 2 and 3. People said, 'Oh my gosh, your second year is still honeymoon.' And even though Candy said her second year was terrible as well. But as when it comes to Kenya Moore, oh my gosh, the rules are different." So I'm just going to read from people who went through similar things. "This was my husband and I during years 2 and 3, but worse. Oh wow. However, we are happily approaching year 14 now, so they can definitely make it through this." Okay. I find it funny that most of the negative judgmental comments are coming from non-married women. At least you were honest. Approaching year 12 for us. Come through, Mika. People just want drama, I guess. They can make it through this period as long as they desire to. Peace and blessings to them, okay? I'm not a big Kenya fan, but I can tell this conversation was heavily edited. The other person responded to Mika, "How do you make it through a marriage when your partner treats you this way? How do you get over the resentment? How is the spark lit again? I don't think he is intentionally being mean. I think he needs to improve his communication skills. His culture to be very direct, okay, to being very direct, and I don't think it's irretrievably broken." Okay. I just remembered something else Nene said. So before I respond to those comments I just read, I do want to say that Nene also did say in her video on YouTube that all of these stories about her going to Mark Daly restaurant, hanging out with him, that they have a friendship, that she set up some of her friends on dates, she said those stories are 100% false. She's never ever met Mark Daly or seen Mark Daly without his wife Kenya Moore being present. Every time she's seen him, she's always, Kenya is always with him. All right. Of course, she had more to say about their marriage. Just type in Nene Leaks and find her channel and you can watch it for yourself. But I want to focus on what people wrote in those comments and respond. Don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not over here taking up for Mark Daly. Absolutely not. You guys already know how I feel. I'm not here for the way he talks to Kenya and, his lack of empathy, being dismissive and all of that. I am not here for that. I was just simply showing you guys that there are people out there who are saying that they've been through similar situations and that it's possible that Kenya and Mark, with the right communication, like she's been saying, they can come out on the other side. However, I do want Kenya to be happy. I don't want Kenya to stay into anything toxic, but only Kenya knows what goes on behind closed doors when the cameras go off, and it could be her cell phone cameras on social media or the Real Housewives of Atlanta cameras. Kenya is still wearing her ring. Kenya is still legally married to the man. No one filed for divorce yet, and they were just having an amazing family day together. So whatever Kenya decides, she knows what's best for her family. She's not someone who settled, so I doubt if she's going to settle for Mark just for the sake of Brooklyn. I guarantee you she probably released that statement to just prove you shouldn't have to go to that extent for your spouse to get it together, okay? But he was probably so disrespectful that she was like, "You know what? I am done. I'm filing for divorce." She released her statement and you heard her say, "Oh my gosh, Mark plays dirty." You heard her in the last episode. So him being a king of petty as well. "Oh, you want to release a statement? Well, I have my own statement too." Now, this whole thing could end with Kenya actually filing for divorce and leaving, or Mark realizing, oh, I married a woman who's no joke. She is not going to sit here and take my mess. And you know what? I disrespected her so badly that she's leaving, and I don't want to lose my family, and they could make it work. Whatever that happens, I will support Kenya because I trust and believe that she knows best. I also want to talk about a comment that I read from, one of my very loyal supporters. She's so beautiful. I think it's Sylvie. She wrote that she thinks Mark and Kenya are trolling us. And I responded, you know what? It could also be that because they are making it too easy for us, okay? And for the haters, they're making it too easy. Some of the things they talked about on camera and just being so transparent and open, they are just making it too easy. Even their conversation to the dinner. But however, trolling or not, it is still not a good look for the both of them, okay? It is not a good look. Now, when Brooklyn grows up and she watch her mom responding to these girls, she's going to applaud her mom because her mom stood up to bullies. Her mom did not back down and allow people to walk all over her, okay? For the people who are concerned about that. Now, for the people who are saying, why Kenya does not have the same energy she had for her co-workers, I just said it. The same energy you have for your co-workers and the way how you snap and respond to them, it's not going to be the same you have for your husband, the father of your child. Come on, people, common sense. But Kenya did stand up for herself when it mattered. She told Mark Daly, my house is paid for. What do you mean I'm flashy? What are you talking about house in order? Some people felt like Mark was talking about their house in order being their life in order, like in general, and not literally talking about more manner. But I love that she stood up for herself. My house is paid for. I don't want people to take that and run with it and say, oh my God, her house is not paid for. She bought her house cash and she renovated it. You met a woman that house is paid for. She came in your life with a Bentley, and you know that she's Kenya Moore, and now you're shocked that she's flashy. And Kenya's not really flashy. You don't even see her in designers constantly and all of those things like these girls. And even if she's wearing designer, she's not walking in as a walking billboard. Look at me. You already know who does that, okay? And Kenya, the reason why she's lasted this long, she's not trying to keep up with the Joneses. She's very smart with her money. So I don't know what he was talking about and all of that, okay? But it's like, how do you marry Kenya Moore but then want to dim her light? When you marry someone, you accept them for who they are all the way around. You don't enter someone's life and then say, okay, I'm now going to change you. That's a recipe for disaster. I understand compromising, certain things and all of that. I get it. But to want to pretend like you did not enter this woman's life when she owned a Bentley and bought a mansion and renovated her mansion and paid for her mansion herself, showing you that you enter her life as an independent woman. She doesn't need anyone. You understand what I'm saying? And now you come in her life, just match her fly. Don't try to dim her light. What is wrong with this guy, So I love that Kenya stood up for herself. But back to the people who say, oh, why Kenya don't go toe-to-toe with Mark and all of that. She chose her battles. And I love it. I love the battles she chooses. When you are trying to come for what I stand for, my hard work, and how I spent my money that I entered a marriage with, and you knew I entered a marriage with all of these things, I'm going to stand up for myself. But I'm going to argue with you because I say something and you talk back. Like, you have to have smart arguments. You have to choose smart battles. Okay, so you came in the kitchen and you're feeding Brooklyn and we're talking about your restaurant and you didn't, respond. Okay, I'm supposed to yell and scream now? Mark, respond! I'm supposed to look crazy? Like, Brooklyn's going to grow up and say, oh yeah, daddy, you really, showed your, what? And I'm sure behind closed doors, she let you have it. But she chose her battles. That's all she's doing. But like I said, you shouldn't have to go through things like that in your relationship. You shouldn't have to walk on eggshells. So I really do hope that this show, Kenya did say she's not sure if Mark watches the Real Housewives of Atlanta because he's been busy, opening his businesses and things like that. But yes, I'm sure he's gonna watch it, and I hope he sees himself and like, oh wow, that's me. Oh wow, that's what I did, and it leads to something positive where things changes, or lead to something positive with Kenya moving on to bigger and better things. Now, also, what I do want to say about Mark thinking, oh, you know what, I'm going to come on that show and I'm just going to show my bleep. I'm just going to be uncomfortable to the point where Kenya is going to say, you know what, I'm too embarrassed. Don't come back on the show. Well, Mark, if you think your behavior is supposed to make Bravo say, yeah, we don't want him, he could go, you are actually reality TV gold. You are giving them exactly what they want, especially saying things like, oh, they make black men look bad. You are making it easy for them. They don't even have to do anything. Editing or not, you are still in those moments, having those conversations, saying those things. So you are making it easy for them, and you are actually gold right now for them. Okay, now had you come on the screen, been nice and boring, maybe, but right now, absolutely not. Another positive that could come out of this is if Kenya and Mark end up on the other side where they're still together and everything goes back to being loving, the message could be, listen, we were really in the gutter somewhere. It was bad, but look at us now, okay? We made it work. So whatever the case might be, I am wishing them the best. I just know that the conversations, were uncomfortable and the dinner was uncomfortable. It's just certain things that you keep in your marriage. But hey, if this is what they want to do and putting it all on the table, then kudos to them. I know at the end of the day, she will always make the best decision for her, and her daughter, of course, Brooklyn, our adorable Brooklyn. I'm wishing everybody in the story the best. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted, and I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.